Are you a filmmaker that wants to edit like a pro? Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite tips and tricks in Premiere Pro that'll take your videos to the next level. Let's jump right in. First up, organization. Now, this may seem lame or like something you may want to skip, but this is something that is really important if you're just starting out editing videos. A messy timeline slows you down, but a clean, organized project will actually help you in the long run. Here are some things that I do when I'm setting up my project. First, I create my project, I name it. Even in Finder, I'm going and I'm finding a place in Finder that makes sense. Maybe it's project name, and then working files and export files, and then within working files, I have my folder where my project files go in, and I do that same exact thing in Premiere Pro. So yes, when I start out, I have a sequence folder for all my sequences and my nested sequences. I have one for my B-roll, I have one for my graphics, so that's adjustment layers, any cool little transitions or overlays I have. I have everything in there and it's labeled and it makes sense so that when I'm editing, I can quickly find stuff and it doesn't slow me down. One thing that I do is I color code my layers. So in Premiere Pro, you can right click and you can choose to label your files, and it's really helpful for audio too, because if you have a voiceover audio, like I'll have it different from my music and also have them on different tracks so that I can go to the specific track and turn it up and down without affecting the rest of the sound effects. Just give everything its own layer. I promise you it'll help you out in the long run. All right, number 2, shortcuts. Now I won't stay too long on this one, but this one is really important if you want to edit faster. Now I don't know all of them by heart. There are some people that know like every single shortcut and can probably do this a lot better than me, but I will say that there's benefit in learning a few that will really help you out in the long run. You know, I train people out on video and I'll see them taking some time to maybe take the cursor and cut each line with the slice tool, and it's like, yes, that works, but if you learn Command K to quickly cut, it'll really help you out. If you're trying to quickly select something, hit V and then you can select it real easily. Maybe you're trying to move something, you can hit H. I would also recommend, if you don't know this one, Command S, Command Save. Oh my goodness, this is a game changer. I just recommend hitting that as many times as you can as you're editing. Another one I would say is like ripple delete. This is something that I can't believe I didn't realize was a thing until like recently. You can literally just click the empty space, whether it's a video layer or a audio layer, and it'll actually delete all the space in between it, so you don't have to go and like click it and drag it. So I really would just recommend going on Google, Googling commands and shortcuts for Premiere Pro. It'll really help you in the long run, help you move faster, edit faster, and just be more secure and confident as you edit. All right, number 3, this is a really important one. This is sound design. Now, really good sound can either make or break your video. And I'm not talking about audio like a voiceover like this. I'm talking about Foley, about creating your own sound effects and adding sound effects that really elevate your video and kind of breathe new life into your video. Now, a great video isn't just about how it looks, but it's also about how it sounds. Sound design can completely change your video. I can think of so many times that I've been editing a video, putting a lot of time into it. I'm watching it, it looks really flat, and then all of a sudden I start adding some sound effects like some risers or some hits or some whooshes, and all of a sudden it just breathes new life into the video. I like to say if you can see it, then you should probably hear it too. Now, of course, don't overdo it with the sound design, but I would say it's worth it if you want to maximize or amplify your video. Especially if you're doing transition, this really kind of adds an extra punch to your video. Like if you have a whoosh as the camera goes by, or if you add analog sound effects or a rumble, something like that actually helps emphasize your transition. Some key ones that I would recommend that you probably would be using a lot on videos is whooshes. Like I said before, it's a quick little whoosh like that. I would also say hits. If you really want to emphasize something, maybe it's a really dramatic moment, maybe you switch to a wide shot and you get a nice little hit. That is always going to be effective and really dramatic. I also would say risers if you want to add some suspense or some tension. Maybe it's a partner video and pressure is rising, tension is rising, and all of a sudden it stops. Using something like that will really help your videos. I'd also recommend using ambiance and sounds. Like sometimes your video doesn't need music, sometimes you can use other sound effects to kind of replace the music, like keynotes. I would say even like bells. Sometimes you can find a light rumble or the sound of nature. I would just say, like, think about your shot, look at your shot and what is happening in your shot and how can you maximize it with sound. Now this is something that you kind of have to learn. Like I can say as much as I want to about it. This is ultimately going to be something that you're going to have to learn and work through and figure out what works for you and for your video. All right, now time for the last one, which really could be its own video on itself, but I'm just going to go through it real quick, and that is color grading. Now this is the most talked about, the most Googled, the most searched topic when it comes to filmmaking, and for good reason. color grading helps tell your story. Now, I'm not the best at color grading. I'm actually still trying to learn how to get better at it, but I took some necessary steps in improving my color grading, and it really helped me match the tone of the video, the story that I was trying to tell with what was actually happening. And that's the power of color. It's crazy how I can take this one clip, and by just shifting the colors, I can change how the story feels. Like for this, for example, using dark tones, all of a sudden it's dramatic. Or if I switch to warm tones, it's nostalgic, like memory. Or if I use cool tones, it's kind of mysterious, like what's going on in this shot. And let me just give a quick disclaimer, there is no right way to color. Ultimately, it's up to you, the creator, the artist. What looks good to you looks good to you. I've seen so many people on YouTube and on Instagram and on TikTok trying to tell people, you should color grade like this, or you're making a mistake if you color grade like that. And yes, there may be some truth in that, but ultimately it's up to you. Do you like it? Does it look good to you? Does it convey the emotion that you're looking for? That's where you, as the artist, as the filmmaker, that's why you're the director. That's why you're in charge, because you make those decisions. So as you're editing, make sure that first it matches what you're going for before you try to maybe use some principles or some thoughts that other creators use. I'll probably go more in depth on color grading in a separate video because that's kind of its own topic by itself. But I really did think it was important if you want to improve your video editing and become an overall better filmmaker. Now you've got the tools to help you edit faster, quicker, smarter, and with more style in Premiere Pro. Hit like if you found this helpful, subscribe if you want to follow me along in my journey, and I'll see you guys in the next video.